It is May 29th, 2026. Our sponsor today is the defunct casino, Holy Cow Casino and Brewery. It was opened in 1992, closed in 2002, and located on the Las Vegas Strip. And it is now a Walgreens, apparently. And the reason we've got a sponsor that is no longer existent is all of them and from Las Vegas, because our topic today is the Sphere in Las Vegas and what everybody gets wrong about it, which is that it is going broke. Same sports news. He really thought OKC was going to win Game 6. Now into Game 7, Spurs got a real shot. NBA players playing a Game 7 on their birthday are 7-0, and the Spurs' Harrison Barnes' birthday is Saturday. Carolina finishes a reverse sweep tonight to set up the Vegas-Carolina Stanley Cup Finals. And so we've got the finals coming up, and then we need to figure out some baseball news, I guess, because that's going to be after that. So every time you hear about this Sphere in Las Vegas, usually what comes up is that it is running out of money. And I kind of want to cover this just for the sake of, I find this Sphere super interesting, and I also think that there is some very specifically wrong information on it going broke. So the Sphere is the giant sphere. It's got like a little, sometimes it's an emoji, or the outside of it has like a big screen, and I think it's cool, but I don't think I'd ever want to see it, because the cool part is that it's a sphere looking thing and you can't really see that from the ground. So looking at drone video and stuff like that is just as fun to me, and I don't think I'll ever want to pay to be in Las Vegas in a tall hotel nearby just so I can see that thing. It costs $2.3 billion to build. Its original budget was $1.2 billion, so it had very both delays and some complex things that were sort of brand new custom technology, which brings up one part of why it's not going to go absolutely bankrupt. Is that's pretty complex to build. However, they're going to build another one in Abu Dhabi, which Abu Dhabi is financing the build. So the Sphere, the parent company, the parent company is Las Vegas Sphere. They'll get a massive franchise and licensing fees, and they'll generate the profit without having to finance that debt. One thing I would say is they're moving away from concerts into more like being a really specialized movie theater. I guess that the average ticket that I saw was like $120 to watch a movie. However, when you were watching a concert, it was like $300, $4,000 was the range. $4,000 was like, you get the special seats, and that's just absolutely insane. So the big problem with rock bands was, one, it was super expensive, and two, it takes a huge cut of the sales, like whoever's performing, the fees to be on whatever you buy it from. I forget the name of the company that takes all the fees from concerts. So that cost overrun is expensive. $2.3 billion. You had roughly $1 billion more. The money that it brings in. So when people look at financial statements, it looks like it's losing about $100 million a year. When you build something like this, you can't just call the cost of the building a massive, like, hey, we took on all this debt and it's done, and now we're earning all this money, right? So under U.S. law for taxes, what we call GAAP, you can build it all at once, but then you have to spread that cost out of the lifespan of the building. So in this case, I think they did it for 20 or 25 years. I think the number was 82 million is what they have to subtract from its depreciation every quarter. So 82 million, and then they have roughly, let's see, I don't really have the number here. There was about 70 million for just the operating costs, keeping the lights running all the crap that's in there, 74.3 million. Now, in a quarter, this is in a quarter, so they're paying $74.3 million. And they've already bought the construction costs, but on their balance sheet, it's showing that they're paying another 80 million. So when you look at their balance sheet, it's showing like, hey, we're spending this much money, and so we're losing lots of money. In reality, the revenue that they're bringing in far outweighs the interest payments that they have and the operational money. So it's estimated that they're really bringing in about $50 to $100 million a quarter. So you're looking at, $400 million a year. And I don't really know how much something is worth in Las Vegas. I don't know how much like a casino makes in a given year. I should probably look that up, and maybe we'll do an update on this. So one, they're bringing in money because you're financed and your tax laws say that you have to take that $2.3 billion, which was a massive overrun, and add it into your financial statements for a quarter, a year, etc. And then they have the operational costs. So those combined look like they're losing money. However, once you take out that financing that they have to report because of how you report it based on US tax laws, they're making money. And I think that's a big thing that people, when they look and talk about this thing, they're like, well, it's not making money. Also, I think, like I said, I just like looking at the videos and seeing things. I think there's one where it's a giant emoji that winks. The advertisement spend on that thing's got to be expensive to put an ad up. I can't imagine the ads are that useful, because if you're in Las Vegas, you probably just look up and then say, oh, okay, there's an ad, and move on with your life. And I think that's about all we got right now for today.